In this video, I'm going to install this Kwikset Smart Key Security Doorknob and Deadbolt. Try not to cut the doorknob when you're doing this. Okay, so we have the doorknob. This is keyed on one side. You can see it has the little spot right there for the smart key mechanism, which I'll show you. You have the latch for the doorknob itself, and the strike plate. Hardware's all in there. You have your deadbolt, again, keyed on one side with that smart key hole. And then you have your keys and the hardware for the deadbolt. And this little piece. Install the doorknob first. Does come with instructions if you need, and screws, and the smart key tool. Do not lose that. I'm going to start with the latch. Faces this way, like that. And I'm going to pre-drill this. There. Where it needs to be, right there. This is mortised already. If it's not mortised, you can either mortise it, or you can, if you just have a hole, you can pop these plates apart. This one comes off this way, and then this one comes off the front, and that is where you would use this piece. Put it right over this, and then hammer this into place, and that'll hold this in. But I don't need that. And you want to make sure that this right here ends up in the center of the door hole. The doorknob hole. If you have to, you can pull this pin up right here and then pull this out like that. But that throws it off centered. So this up and over like that. You can install the latch with these smaller screws. Now we can install the doorknob. The key is going to go that way, and this right here, you can see the screws are already in, and you don't want to remove those. All you have to do is grab this piece and push it this way a little bit, and then spin it and pull out. Take the doorknob, and you need to match up this right here. If you have to flip it and the key, though I don't like the way that is because I have all of my other doorknobs like this. It's fine, it's just this one basement bulkhead that I'm doing. So you need to match this up right here with this, and then push on the latch, and put it in like that. And then right here, you need to do the same thing. Match this up, so it's going to go like this, and then just go over these screws and twist it back the same way. Hold that doorknob, twist, and those will hook on, just like that. Now I can tighten these screws, and I'm not going to use a drill because I don't want to mess up this doorknob at all. I just want to be careful and try and tighten them up evenly. And be sure not to over tighten them. Now I can install the strike plate like this. I will pre-drill it again, just so I don't split this jamb. And then you use the longer screws that come with it. Check it, make sure it's good, make sure it locks properly. Now you can line up the latch for the deadbolt and make sure where it says up, you put that up. And with this, you can twist it, and that extends this right here. So if you had that bigger offset, the 2 3/4 offset, that's what you would do, is spin it. But this is 2 3/8. right there. So up, going up. And put the short screws in here. It's nice and flush against there. All right, so this is the key side, and they made me pretty much put the doorknob in like this, where the key goes this way, and I don't like that. All of the things in my house are like this. So what I could do is I could match it like this, but then this is gonna drive me crazy. The writing is right side up like that, so this would drive me nuts. So I'm gonna put it in like this, which is how it should be in my book. Make sure this matches up here, like this. You put this plate on, like this, the arrow facing up, the writing right there, and the arrow facing up. But you want to match this up, so I'm going to start right here and then turn this here like that. And then I can feed my big bolts in. Just gonna have to move this around. There we go. Extend that out. Get that one started. And I'm holding the keyed side with my other hand tight to the door. Now I can take a hand screwdriver and tighten these up. I don't want to use my drill, just because if you go too tight and too fast, you could affect the way the mechanism works here. So you just want them snug, not super tight. I'm going to put the strike plate so that these bigger holes are further this way. That's where these really long screws are going to go in to catch a bunch of the framing to make this more secure. But I am going to pre-drill all 4 of these. These ones, I'm just going to get through the door jamb or door frame. And then these big ones, I'm going to go as far as I can go. Now I can put these short screws in. And then these super long ones. I'm actually going to need a bigger bit for these. Make sure they're going in straight. We go get a number 3 Phillips. Okay. I'm going to show you how to rekey, which means, say you have a front door and a back door of your house that has the same key, and you want, like in my case, your basement door to have that same key. You can do that. So it's really simple, but I have done this many times, and I was a little enthusiastic to start when doing this, and I have lost a lock set before because I didn't follow the instructions exactly. So while it is super easy, you just want to make sure all the steps are correct when you do this. So let's take it slow and I'll show you how to do it. The first thing that you need to know is that this is not compatible with all types of keys. It will work with a KW1. So this one, even though it doesn't say Kwikset on it, it says Defiant. This is actually compatible because the key blank is a KW1. Before you buy this, at the store, you can go to where they make the keys and just say, hey, I have this key. Can you tell me what the key blank is for it? And they'll say SC1, AW1, AW2, or like what you need for this, KW1. And once you install it, you install the deadbolt and the doorknob. You just make sure that it goes in and it goes in all the way. And now I know that this is compatible with this lock set. So the three things you need is the original keys. In my case, it's the ones that came with it. I just want to make sure that they work. I'll make sure both of them work, just in case I mix them up, and we're good. Then you need the smart key tool, looks like this, and the new key, the one you want this to actually work with. Obviously, this one does not work right now. Make sure that you aren't going to accidentally get locked out of your house if something goes wrong, that the door isn't going to swing closed, and then you can begin the rekeying process. To do it, like I said, really simple. First, make sure, we're going to start with the deadbolt, make sure it is in the locked position. This latch is outward. Then you take your current key and you rotate it 90 degrees, just like that. Then you take your smart key tool, and there's this little hole right here, and you want to insert this all the way into that hole. Just like that. Then you remove the smart key tool. Next, without rotating this, you pull the key out. Then you want to take your new key, insert it all the way, rotate it 180 degrees counterclockwise. Now from here, you rotate this 90 degrees, remove the key, put it back in, and your lock is rekeyed. So now the deadbolt is set to your new key. You can check the old keys to make sure they're not going to work. So if you ever wanted to change this key, you can. If you wanted to change it back to these, you could. You just want to keep around that smart key tool in order to do that, and you will need this key in order to rekey it. So now for the doorknob, it's the exact same thing. The only difference, if you can tell, the key in my case is upside down, which kind of bothers me, but it's going to work the same way. And in your case, it might not be this way if your door opens the other way. So same thing, we put our key in, our current key, rotate this clockwise 90 degrees, like that. Smart key tool goes in here all the way. Remove the smart key tool, remove this key without rotating, put the new key in, rotate this counterclockwise 180 degrees, rotate it clockwise 90 degrees, and remove the key. And then check if it works. And it does. So if you have a Kwikset with a smart key option, I hope this video helps. Thanks for watching.